Good evening, and thanks for joining us here on our NBC Chicago streaming channel. I'm Brant Miller. This is Maricela Vasquez from our sister station, Telemundo 44, and we're here to talk about the snowstorm that really kind of underperformed what we were looking at.
Yeah,
yesterday.
it changed the forecast. It's a good news. We know we missed snow, but we didn't want all that hassle and everything.
And there's enough snow for sledding. We had some stories earlier this afternoon at Highland Park. The kids were out.
My son, the minute we saw like at 10 o'clock the snow was coming hard, heavy, he goes like, yes, finally we got snow.
And I checked the camera on my front porch. I got a warning. The little girls across the street shoveled
That's so
my walk.
nice.
So
you have to tip them very well.
my wife is looking right now for the
You still carry cash?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Have some stash there someplace. All right, here's what we're seeing on the radar information. We're seeing the last hurrah of this thing. We're starting to see it slip away. Just some light snow reported, although Gary now showing more moderate snow. You can see that darker shade of blue, Gary and Lansing Airport. So if you're traveling along 88 and 94, the Skyway here, you're going to encounter some more moderate snow at this point. The roads have been treated. A lot of salt down. Earlier this afternoon, Maricela, was coming down the Edens Expressway. You had the slush ruts.
Yeah, and by Lansing, there was an accident, involved 3 vehicles, and so far that's the only report that we have.
So you see light snow in other places, so that brighter area of blue. We sent Randy Gyllenhaal out to the northern suburbs. Now, Randy, Maricela, if you remember last week when we had the ice storm, Randy was out in Lombard, and he was doing the thing with his feet like this together. Randy, you were almost like an Olympic skater. And once again, we'll ask Randy to demonstrate that footwork. Different surface this time, Randy, but what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, you don't really need to walk like a penguin as much in this snow because it's a really dry, kind of a granular snow that's been falling, really fine particles, kind of like sand in the sky. Makes it really easy to shovel, which is the good news, but not good for snowballs or anything like that. I do want to show you the road conditions. We're live here in Gurnee, and take a look at these side streets as people are trying to get on the main road. They're still completely covered, packed down, so definitely passable and drivable, but the side streets are still a little tough in some neighborhoods. As the snow is starting to come down again, we did get a couple dry pockets above us for a few hours that really allowed the plows on those big roads, the expressways. Those are pretty clear, but going forward, the neighborhood streets and especially the sidewalks as well could be a trouble. I want to show you just how much snow we got here in Gurnee. Looking at the ground, it did underperform. I'm only seeing maybe 3 inches at best in Gurnee. Further north in parts of Wisconsin, we did get better snowfall, 4+ inches. That led to some travel conditions north of the Illinois border. We had a jackknife tractor trailer that flipped over on 94 that caused some backups. But by and large, if you take it slow on these roads, you should be able to get home just fine. And the snow is starting to ease up a little bit as we're heading to the back end of the snowstorm, Brant.
Randy, thank you very much. We send you to all these. I feel guilty. First, we sent you to an ice storm, and now we send you out into this. Thank you, sir, for braving the elements.
You just need the good gear, the good boots, the gloves, and the snow pants. You'll get through it.
You're rocking the whole outfit, man. Nice job.
Love his attitude. At least he didn't have to do what our reporter in Telemundo, Raul Delgado, did. He was outside of Soldier Field. There's like a snow hill where kids go and sled. He started cleaning because he had 3 hits during all our newscasts. By the time the 5 p.m. newscast ended, he already cleaned most of the sidewalk from Soldier Field. So he's going to get a check from Soldier Field or the city of Chicago.
So Raul, who's a character, by the way, where are we going to go, in the city?
Yes.
So you sent him out to Soldier Field.
Yes, that's where we go sledding. It's really fun. It's a small sled, but kids have a lot of fun. Although they said it was very windy, not too much snow accumulate, but we're still kids playing there.
Didn't they have the snowmaking machine there too?
Yes, they do. They used it like 3 weeks ago. We went sledding, and it was enough to have fun.
Yeah. Did you go down there?
Yes, I love it. I enjoy it. On my days off, you don't see me like this. You see me with my glasses, boots. I totally look like...
And the minute you're in the store, they hear your voice and they go,
yes, I think I know you. But if you see me, like even my neighbors, they don't recognize me like this.
Okay.
Back to work.
Back to business.
Yes.
4 inches in Wakanda, 4 inches in Winnebago, 1.5 inches Rosemont, close to O'Hare. So not a lot of snow, but look what's happening here as this whole thing starts to pull away. Oak Brook Terrace seeing 3 inches, an inch in Manuka, and that darker hue of blue indicating some more moderate snowfall to the south. So there it goes. All right, let's...
We're going to get more accumulating snow.
Yeah, so we shared this yesterday,
Yes.
and we're going to share it again because you may not have needed to use the snowblower, but the next system that's coming in, this one could be more of that heavy, wet snow. This didn't really turn out to be that big a deal for a snowblower. Some places got 4 inches.
This is a good practice.
Yeah. So yesterday in my son's driveway, we tore into this beast. Let's talk 2-stage snowblower safety. This is an old beast I inherited from a neighbor. First thing you want to do is make sure you turn the ignition to run. I worked on a neighbor's snowblower that we tore it apart and realized that he never turned on the ignition. Put the idle to slow. Then over here is the choke. You want to choke it. You want to limit the amount of air going to the carburetor. Then you want to push this bulb. This pushes raw gas into the carburetor. Now make sure the gas tank's full. Make sure the fuel shut-off valve, if you have one, is open. And then you're ready to start the beast. Let's talk safety. 2-stage. There's an auger. And then there's the impeller that actually ejects the snow out the chute. Make sure, before it snows, you check the driveway, the sidewalk, that you don't have any kids' toys or anything that's going to be pulled into this. The other thing you want to do is make sure that the distance off the ground here is about 1/4 of an inch. You'll leave a small trail of snow, but that's okay. And one of the things I did to modify this is I put plastic shoes on this. You can see the pavers here. If this were metal, you're going to scrape big tracks in it. So that's a safety thing. Now, the most dangerous part of this machine is the chute. If it's heavy, wet snow, this can get clogged with ice. And never, ever put your hand down in there. Use something like a broom handle and make sure the machine is turned off and work that icy accumulation out of there. Start the machine again and you'll see this big blob of ice come out. And again, if you're in a really icy, slushy snow condition, you may have to repeatedly do this over and over again. But be careful with these 2-stage machines, especially these big guys that are 5 horsepower. They can really pull something in and eject it. And make sure that chute is turned down. It's not pointed up where you could eject a rock or something into a neighbor's yard or hurt someone. Just a couple of safety tips if you've got one of these old beasts and you're ready to do a little snow blowing. We're going to talk about what happened here, and this is going to be a little interesting. What I'm going to do is describe the science, why we didn't get as much snow, at least to what we've come up with and thinking about. And then Maricel is going to translate it into Spanish. Now, the last time we did this...
Go slow, Brent. I'm not an expert when it comes to translating. You go too fast, and my mind is like, how am I going to say this?
The last time we did this, I went through some long, verbose explanation about the science. And the next day, Maricel is walking by us in the weather cave back here and goes, how was I supposed to explain that?
Yeah, don't use those big words and like scientifically. I know my meteorology terminology, but
look, inside my jacket there's the periodic table.
Yes.
No, we're not going to do. We're not going to do that to you. All right, let's try to explain what's going on. You see this area where there's no snow over Lake Michigan. This was some dry atmosphere that was in the middle of the storm system. There's another area of dry air. It's kind of tough because this has changed. Here it is here over Lake Huron. What's happening aloft? The jet stream, fast-moving ribbon of air around 30,000 feet. It's screaming by. We represent that by this purple color, and you see the chevrons there of its general motion. That's moving by at 150 miles an hour. Now, this doesn't line up perfectly because the purple stuff is model guidance looking over reality, but you kind of get the idea here. This piece of the jet stream, left front, right rear quadrant, here is where the best lifting takes place.
Okay, now I know this because I said it in Spanish during our newscast in Telemundo, so this is easy to translate. Básicamente lo que estamos hablando, el por qué no se registró toda esa nieve que se había pronosticado. Tenemos aquí la corriente en chorro y aquí podemos ver ese aire seco que entró. Eso precisamente ayudó a que entrara ese aire seco y esto provocó que esos acumulados no fueran tan intensos como lo que se pronosticaba. Ya comienza a llenarse y así es que se espera la siguiente ronda que ya comienza a afectar a nuestra zona, así es que podríamos ver más nieve en nuestra área. Get it?
Nice
Understand?
job.
Yeah.
Nice job. Now, what's going to happen? This system's going to pull away. The general pattern we have in the upper atmosphere is fast moving from west to east. So what happens after this guy goes away? Let's put in motion here a series of images to give you an idea what the hour-by-hour stormcast is saying. Tomorrow, the sun comes out. Look for temperatures only around 20 degrees. It's going to be a cold day, wind chills around. As far as additional snow totals, not much at all. And that moves away. There's the sunshine. Temperatures stay on the cold side. There's a little quick burst of snow that comes in on Friday, right about there. Let's pause there for a second, Maricela.
Sí, vamos a tener otro sistema que va a venir para el viernes. Las temperaturas, como pueden observar, van a bajar. Feels like significa la sensación térmica, 15 grados, vientos. Y aquí se viene la siguiente ronda de nieve que va a afectar nuestra zona para este fin de semana.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
I couldn't have said it. All right, now we move on to Saturday. Look at this mess. It could be rain downstate. It could be snow to the north. At this point, do we trust the model guidance Monday that said we were going to have 10 inches of snow? I don't know. We just have to wait. And as much as you want to jump out there and you see this stuff on social media where all the experts get out there and say, oh, we're going to have this big, earth-ending storm. Take that with a grain of salt. Anything you see on social media, because it's too early to really tell what's going on here, and we may get led down the rosy path once again. So that's what to expect on Saturday.
And we have to be careful driving. I love what the National Weather Service posts. When it's snow, drive slow. It rhymes.
Snow, drive slow.
Snow, drive slow. And it's true because some people forget, especially over the weekend. It's a holiday. Some people will be traveling, and it's a long weekend. We have President's Day on Monday.
And you're sneaking up into Wisconsin?
Yes, Wisconsin. My favorite state. Love Wisconsin.
I had these great travel plans to sneak over to Michigan. Grounded.
Grounded.
I'll be putting up the handrail that my wife's been asking me to do. European model says over the weekend, maybe 5 inches of snow. Remember, this is the guy that said 9 inches last Monday.
And even yesterday was showing 7 inches for O'Hare. So these numbers are going to keep changing and changing. Esos números van a estar cambiando. Ayer mostraba 7 pulgadas y ahora ya muestra 5 pulgadas.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on this stuff, and we'll bring you more information. Maybe we do this again on Friday night when that other system comes in, but whatever. Stay with our storm team, and we will keep you updated. Thanks for joining us here on our streaming channel. I'm Brant Miller, Maricela Vasquez.
You can watch him on Channel 5 and Channel 44, Telemundo.
Stay safe.